There is a brand new health alert out tonight about the most popular prescription drug to treat hair loss in men, Propecia, with more than 1 million prescriptions every single year.
Finasteride, also known as Finasteride and Minoxidil, is the most popular hair loss drug in the US, taken by 2.4 million people every day. So yes, there is hope, but it might cost you a lot more than you think. What if the hair loss prevention drugs your doctor prescribed you are actually dangerous? Even worse, what if this fact has been covered up for years by the large corporations that manufacture them?
Tonight, our Melissa Hippolyte introduces us to a man who says one popular hair loss drug destroyed his body, and not just while he took it, even after he stopped.
What makes this drug the #1 selling hair loss drug out there, despite having all the worst possible side effects? Who's the powerful corporation that continues to spend millions of dollars to keep this hidden? And will they be able to get away with it? Before we jump into the dark world of questionable drugs, billion-dollar corporate cover-ups, and mass manipulation, let me say one thing. If you are also suffering from hair loss, you're not alone. Celebrities like Matthew McConaughey, LeBron James, and many others are part of the 85%. And so are most of your friends, co-workers, and neighbors. Now that we've established that, let's get started. Let me ask you something. When you think of hair loss prevention pills, what comes in mind? Do you actually know how safe they really are? And are you willing to give up a large part of who you are and your well-being for the sake of appearance? Before we talk about how finasteride works and the damage it can cause, we need to go even deeper and talk about the company that manufactures it. They will have a crucial role in our story today. Finasteride is made by a huge, mega beast big pharma corporation called Merck. How huge? Merck has more than 80,000 employees, $48.7 billion in yearly revenue, and they are worth more than $200 billion. Now, how does this mysterious drug actually work? It starts by you taking a pill every day. You will need to do this for the rest of your life, or at least to the point you'll want to keep your hair, because if you stop, it will all be gone in a matter of months. Once you take the pill, it will prevent your body from turning testosterone into DHT. DHT is a hormone that directly causes hair loss, so consequently, any hair loss will be stopped, and your hair will remain beautiful and full, like this guy's. Sounds good, right? There is only one catch. Finasteride has an extremely shady past that Merck has managed to keep hidden for years.
Kevin Malley says the hair loss drug Propecia did more than grow his hair. He says it made him slip into a mental fog, it made him impotent, and even shrank his genitals. Those are tough things to admit, especially to the world, coming on national television and doing it, international television. Why do it?
Well, I want to warn other men who might be considering Propecia that this drug is extremely dangerous and it's not what Merck said it was.
Yeah, scary stuff. As I mentioned before, finasteride prevents your body from turning testosterone into the hormone that is responsible for hair loss. But it does another thing. It also lowers your testosterone levels. Why is testosterone so important? You see, testosterone is the primary sex hormone in men. It plays a critical role in the development of male reproductive organs, as well as in the growth of body hair and increased muscle mass. Your mood, behavior, and general health are also affected by testosterone. Low levels of testosterone might result in side effects such as decreased your libido, erectile dysfunction, impotence, and infertility. In 2011, hundreds of men previously taking finasteride sued Merck, claiming the pharmaceutical titan hid the side effects to increase its profits. In their lawsuit, the men claimed Merck manipulated trial data and basically minimized the risks in order to bring a dangerous drug to the market. This was a huge hit to the company, as the news ran horror story after horror story of men revealing how they got harmed physically and emotionally by taking the drug, and for a brief moment, it seems like this was the end of finasteride. But to everyone's surprise, Merck eventually settled most of these lawsuits out of court by paying no more than $10,000 to each complainant in exchange for their silence. They also managed to do something that will affect many people's health and well-being for years. Merck locked the clinical records away from the public forever. This was obviously a huge win for Merck and another example of corporate capitalism cover-ups, immoral behaviors, and pay your way out of trouble tactics. But the best part in this story was Merck's public response to these claims. They simply said that the drug is completely safe and then added that only less than 4% of patients have ever experienced these side effects. I don't know about you, but for me, even 1% chance of decreased libido and impotence is still 1% too high. But the story doesn't end here. Since 2011, the FDA has received more than 700 reports of suicide and suicidal thoughts among people taking finasteride. Those included at least 100 deaths. Currently, there are about 25 active lawsuits against Merck. Those behind these lawsuits are devoting their lives to exposing the secrets buried by the pharma company over the years. Now that you know the truth, let me go back to my question in the beginning of the video. Are you willing to give up a large part of who you are and your well-being for the sake of appearance? There is no doubt in my mind as to what my answer is. Although this drug is the most popular of its kind, there are many other drugs and medical procedures that promise to turn every bold dome into a forest. In each case, the background is even darker than in the case of finasteride. Let me know in the comments if you're interested in learning more about those drugs, procedures, and so-called magic solutions.